My selected architectural moment was a gallery space commemorated to my great-grandparents, two very important figures that I never had much chance to spend time with, but I recognized how important they were when shaping out the identity of my family. I decided to make the atmosphere very elegant with a simple structure and theme of Catholicism, considering how religious my great-grandmother was and how grateful my great-grandfather was with the little materialism they had as a family. For the material, I decided to stay simple with the use of an old cardboard box for the overall structure of the empty space, along with Bristol board as foundation layers for the floor and wall spaces. To tie in the more elegant feeling, I used a silk swatch to overlay a specific part of the space with, and then finally, I utilized white spray paint to tie it in all together, with my initial approaches of creating a gallery space that resembles a place of haven. I didn't want my project to feel overcrowded or as if different features were overcrowding each other. I just wanted to be direct with its purpose and create a sense of admiration for those that personally were important to me as an individual. It was important for me to capture an environment that gives viewers a place to think, reflect, and process what is in front of them visually, similarly to the ethics and principles of Peter Zumthor that I've been studying this past semester. The resultant atmosphere captured just what I had planned. It was a very simple space that still had movement of emotion in it with the integration of family portrait photos, the symbolism of Christ, and the addition of an old prayer pamphlet that my great-grandparents had passed on to future generations of our family. This pamphlet serves more as a triptych in my mind that brings more of a personal feeling to the work itself, but it could also be seen in an architectural perspective as a roof or wall of protection from overbearing weather in the case that this space is more of an exterior expansion rather than an interior one. The project's moving emotional experiences were for me to connect a bridge with others with a sense of what is important in life, and if that is truly weighed with materialistic items or rather memories of those from a past life. When creating this space, I thought in abundance about what makes galleries vital when presenting artworks, and if I were to transform these spaces' identities into more of a visual experience, then how would I do so? This is when I was able to think more in relation to the use of white to resemble a blank space of thought for those within the space, and then the further use of spiritual elements that connected back to my family's values. Not only do I feel satisfied that I created a place of commemoration for my family, but also a place of clarity for those who would not know the narrative or creative process behind the space. Throughout any creative pursuit, I try to tell a narrative rather than a chronological story in an attempt to spread the history of people without giving too much context, to create more of a presence of those being there with you, rather through the expression instead of the knowledge that viewers fully know who the subjects are. Because in the end, we don't know the complexities and personal lives of those presented in front of us, but we can appreciate when complexity is brought forward with simpleness, grace, and clarity. Thank you.